Oh, and welcome to the Works YouTube channel. I'm at Signals Hi-Fi and I've just been given a product to play about with and see what I thought of it. And it's the Innuos Pulse Mini and it's a streamer. Now, I'm a huge fan of my Bluesound Node 2i. It's versatile, easy to set up, and I enjoyed it. The app was good, the sound quality was good, it was versatile. If you didn't have a separate DAC, the onboard DAC wasn't too bad. If you had a separate DAC, you could run a separate DAC into it. It was easy peasy. And that's the same thing with this. Now this is slightly more expensive, only by a few £100 more. But what really impressed me was how easy it was to set it up. For me, that's important. Literally, I was able to set this up, running, playing music in pretty much under 2 minutes. And that's no exaggeration. If you look at the quick setup guide, it literally says, plug it in, turn it on, download the app, and away you go. And that is all there was to it. Downloading the app was the thing that took the longest. Once I downloaded their app off their app store, I was then able to control this device from my phone incredibly easily. So first of all, we set it up and we had already got an external cord DAC in operation from a previous demo we were doing. But as an experiment, I thought it was worthwhile trying a couple of things. So first off, we've run it into the cord DAC. It sounded absolutely fantastic into these Dynaudio Emit 30 loudspeakers running through a Riga amplifier. The next test was to try the onboard DAC of the Riga. So if you were somebody who had that amplifier but no external DAC, you could literally run the streamer straight into the Riga using its onboard DAC, and it sounds fantastic. The next experiment that I will try in a minute is using the internal DAC and running it just into phono leads straight into, say, input 3 of the Riga amplifier. But what I really need to get across here is just how easy this is to set up. I thought the Bluesound was easy to set up. This is an absolute doddle, and I really like it. There's only a couple of drawbacks. You would have to use an app of some kind because there's no menu, nothing on the front, not even the ability to pause or fast forward or skip tracks. That's something I have occasionally used on my Bluesound. That's particularly if my tablet or phone is not at hand. Let's say the phone rings, I can just press stop on the top. I couldn't do that on that, but I could turn the volume down on the amplifier. So it's not the end of the world. But in terms of the way the interface and the menu works on the app is far superior to Bluesound's. Absolutely superior. What a fantastic piece of kit. Right, let's try plugging it in just using RCA cables. So it's the internal DAC, and I'll give my thoughts on the differences between using a separate quad DAC, the internal DAC on the Riga, and then the internal DAC on the streamer. Okay, just to show the system, this is a Riga LX Mark IV. This is a Hugo DAC, a very impressive DAC that is. And there's the Innuos Pulse Mini streamer, and then it's Dynaudio Emit 30 loudspeakers. So we have tried this in various different configurations. Just to make it easier, we've tried running this into this, into this. So Pulse Mini into the cord, into the Riga. So this is the DAC. We then tried running from the Pulse Mini using the onboard DAC in the Riga, and then we tried using the onboard DAC into this and running just regular phono wires into the back of the Riga and then out. And it's produced some pretty interesting results. Okay, so the experiment between using the external DAC from Cord, the internal DAC on the Riga, and the internal DAC on the Innuos. The results, as far as I'm concerned, are like this: that the Innuos internal DAC is very, very good. It's clean, it's crisp, it's clear. But when you switch over to the internal DAC of the Riga, it sounds to me slightly less digital. It's got slightly less hard edge to the sound, probably making it slightly more listenable over extended periods of time. I couldn't quickly switch the cord DAC in and out, but my impressions of that is the cord DAC just took it up a notch more. But that's a pretty impressive piece of equipment. And the idea here with something like this would probably be in a situation where you were running that straight into an integrated amplifier, whether it had its own DAC or not. If you're in the situation where you had that Riga, then I would definitely recommend using the onboard DAC in conjunction with the streamer. But for me, and I can't say this enough because I do love the Blue Sound node, it's so easy to use and easy to set up. And I have been looking for another streamer that was just as easy to use, you know, literally get at home, plug and play, and this is definitely it. So the system would consist of this Pulse Mini streamer, the Riga amplifier into the Dynaudio speakers. Was a phenomenal, fairly entry-level setup, but you weren't getting entry-level results. It was very rewarding. Take care, guys. I'll catch up with you soon.